There's so many different variants of hook links now available if you're targeting carp. So in this AD QuickBite, I'm going to run through the different styles of hook links and the rigs you should be using over certain lake beds. So the first hook link I'm going to run through is Fluorocarbon. Now this hook link I use quite a lot in my own angling, and it lends itself perfectly for fishing over flat lake beds, i.e. gravel bars, sand beds, things without any debris on, mainly because of its sort of rigidity, its stiffness to it. So it's always going to kick that hook bait away from your lead, but you don't want anything on the lake bed which is going to make it kick up and kink funny. Not only that, it's also pretty much invisible in water, so it's perfect for when you've got no weed, etc. A rig I use quite a lot when using fluorocarbon is the Fluorocarbon D rig. As I say, it's straight through fluorocarbon, fished with a wafter, and it's always going to be kicking away from that lead. But as I say, make sure there's no debris in between it, otherwise it could sit up funny like so. Right, so the next hook link I'm going to run through is your coated braid, and this is probably the most popular braid you can use for hook link and carp fishing. But there are lots of different variants to it, and there are some golden rules. So with this manufacturer, you've got your soft, you've got semi-stiff, and you've also got extra stiff. So there's different variants for different lake beds. So the extra stiff you would probably use like your fluorocarbon over that flat ground. And the super soft stuff you'd be using on a lake bed which has got a lot of chod, a lot of debris and stuff like that. Because of the softness, it can lay over anything on the lake bed. And obviously your semi-stiff somewhere in between. Hook links and rig I would suggest to use would say the semi-stiff or the extra stiff coated braid would be something like the German rig, because this rig is fished with sort of a wafter hook bait. It's going to want to kick away from that lead because of the rigidity in the hook link. It can do that, but obviously you're not going to want too much debris on the lake bed for that rig to work properly. The next one is that obviously that soft coated braid. The rig I would use probably be something like the claw rig, because I'm fishing a bottom bait and that soft material can lay over any debris, leaves, any twigs and sit and hug the lake bed. So the next hook link I'm going to talk about is still in the braid category, but it's not a coated braid like the last one. It's uncoated and it's super supple. It's a great hook link, but I wouldn't necessarily use it on your standard rigs, because when you cast out you're definitely going to be getting some tangles and you don't want that. But it is perfect for fishing with solid bags because it is uncoated and it's so supple. You can actually fold it up inside the bag, cast it out, the PVA bag will melt and that rig will be sat there inside your little parcel food waiting for your carp. So the final hook link I'm going to run through is definitely the one I use the most, and that is a Bristle Filament. This one's the rigidity here, and it's perfect for making rigs like the Choddy and maybe the hinge stiff rig. Because of its high memory, you can actually curve it and it will stay with that curve for pretty much forever really. And it's perfectly, as I say, designed for the chod and hinge stiff rigs. And these rigs are perfect for fishing over that real shoddy ground, heavily leaves, and also in light weed. So when you've got the springtime coming and you've got the lovely silkweed just growing up, a hingy or a little chod fished with your Bristle Filament over the top of that in the spring is an absolutely deadly technique. So they're the hook links you got to work with. There's every different kind for fishing over every different lake bed and every different scenario. Hopefully I'll give you a little insight of which one to use over what lake bed and catch you more carp this year.